Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. You know that saying, knowledge is power? The same. Knowledge is power. How do you get knowledge? By wasting your time or spending your time in gathering information, knowledge. That's how you get knowledge, information, and then you are able to analyze the information and you understand how certain things work. Therefore, if someone comes and makes a statement, if you have knowledge about that particular subject, you can analyze the reality, the truth coming from that statement. That is he lying? I don't believe, I'm skeptical, and so on. So, that is, if you know something about a subject, you can't be easily fooled. The more you know, the less the chances that you will be fooled by a weasel. So why did I start with this? It's because we have here an article from the New Voice of Ukraine telling us that actually the biggest, how should I put it, military manufacturing companies which are in the Western world fall behind the Russians and the Chinese. So somehow the Western countries produce less weapons than the Russians and the Chinese. Somehow they lag behind. That means they produce less. How can you produce? How do you produce things? Well, you have to invest, correct? That means you need money. So you can figure things out, who produces the most by, how much, what's the budget. That's one aspect or angle to analyze this garbage. The second one is who sells the most weapons on this planet. So that's at least two variables that you can use in order to figure out these guys are lying. Or, and they have an agenda. Here, this is an article from the New Voice of Ukraine. It is from today, the 6th of January 2024. And this is the question. They will tell us why Western military manufacturing has fallen behind Russia and China. So Allah Shakcharbak, okay, this person says, because I don't know what the fuck he or she is, probably a woman here, Allah, why Western military manufacturing has fallen behind Russia. So they tell us as a fact in the title that it already has fallen behind, and they will let us know why. So it starts from the premises, false premises, I will claim, based on the information I will provide in this video, that the Western manufacturing, military manufacturing, has not fallen behind Russia and China whatsoever. But they want to create this lie around the baboons that we need to increase our weapons production. Why? We have some fat cats over there that donate to some others, and they need money and profits because we have a war, existential war. All these are garbages. So let's see. And I'm quoting, the Ukraine war is highlighted the Western deficiencies in quickly producing more weapons at a time needed. How can you produce less if you are a capitalist, industrialized country? You produce fast. You're better than the Chinese and the Russians, aren't you? The constraints is particularly acute for missing and the systems that defend against them and also guard against the swarms of drones that have become a central element of modern warfare, the publication says. Okay. It's so much garbage that I don't even know where to start. So I have I have actually two charts, and one chart and a list, if you want, the same kind of thing, with who's selling the most weapons and who's not selling the most weapons. What defense budgets of what countries are the biggest? You already know the answer. Therefore, the claim of this weasel Alla Pakapala, Alla Pugacheva is wrong. So remember, the United States of America has a budget voted for 2024 or of $886 billion. Now, that's a lot of weapons. We are told that 60%, no, 40, I think 40% of all that is arms manufacturing. So that's almost half. So that's about, let's say, 400 billion. About 400, maybe 360 billion. 360 billion per year, I covered that in another video, is for manufacturing. Raytheon, Lockheed Martin, Boeing, and all these garbages. So they have that budget invested in them. And these guys tell us that we don't have weapons. That 360 billion that I said, that's 40%, let's say, of 886 billion, about. That's more than the budget, the military, the entire military budget of China or Russia. And I can claim both together. The budget, not how much they spend for, because the rest is spent of garbage and for bureaucracy. Where's the other, I don't know, 60%? Where's that? You pay people just doing all kind of marches and guarding, and you feed them and you transport them. That's where the freaking and the generals and all that. All right, so let's go to the little Wikipedia, which is easy. It's the low-hanging fruit. List of countries with highest military expenditures. And this is 2023 right here, my friends. And it's from Stockholm International Peace Research Institute. So that's accredited. It's not from my uncle, my cousin, or my brother. Right? So it's a list from Stockholm International Institute. 2023 fact sheet. During the war, already 1 year of war. And let's see the expenditures. United States, it's in billions, right? Leads by far, 877 billion. Okay? Right there. And this is how much, what's the percentage? 39% of global spending. So from 100% of the global spending on this planet on military, it's United States of America, 40%. Got that? 40. And we lag behind. We lag behind. The next one is China with 292. So let's give it 300 billion right here versus, let's say, 900 billion. So that's one third China. And it's only, I would say, 13%. Russia, 86. Russia last year spent less than Ukraine received. Ukraine received in the past 2 years more than $200 billion in aid and military aid and all that. If you put all that, you divide it into in 2 years, it's 100 billion. Russia is military is 86.4 billion, and it has 3.94% right here, 4% of global spending. So if you add 13 with 3.9, I think you get about what, 15, right? 15%. And the United States is 40%. And remember, the title of this garbage, why Western military. So not US military, Western military. So let's add. We got United Kingdom, 3.1, which is equal, so nullified almost Russia, right? Germany, 2.5. So Germany and United Kingdom have more than the Russians on the percentage on global spending right here. So let's get to, so they got 40%, the Americans got 40%, 39%, and you got with United Kingdom, then you got Germany, you got France, right? You got Ukraine, which is 2%. Now they say it's $44 billion. And they tell us about China and these guys. I'm going to go to Spain. I can go even to Israel, which is not a, but anyway, Canada. And I can go more, Netherlands. And this is the first list. Let's go to the next charter. Comes from Statista. And this is the best one where you can find information and statistics. The world's biggest arms exporters. Countries responsible for the biggest shares of global arms exports from 2017 to 2021. Look here, that's 2021. United States was 38.6% exports. They were exporting. Next is Russia, 18%. So what? Half? Basically half. Russia is half exports from, where is that? Lagging behind or whatever it is, fallen behind Russia and China. We're going to see China, right? China is right here on the 4th place with 4.6% behind France, which is more than double. Germany has the same thing as China. So Germany nullified China, withdraw done. And then we got what? France is 10, the other one has 18. So you got 8% here, 8%. We got Italy 3%, United Kingdom that's 6%, almost nullifies. So United States of America remains alone, and I used only Italy, United Kingdom, Germany, and France from the Western countries. They nullify Russia and China's sales, arms exports, and remains United States with 38.6%. So what the fuck is this Alan Dershowitz, Alla Pugacheva talking about here? What are you talking about? And let's see if I find her face, because I'm pretty sure it's a face woman, but let's see. Unsurprisingly, she's 19-year-old. As someone used to say, my underwear are older than her. Right here, this person tells us this, Alla Shankampancheva. All right, where is she? Alla. She's from New Voice of Ukraine. The article I got here is from New Voice of Ukraine. So we identified the perpetrator or the suspect right here. How old are you, baby doll? The doll's right here. Here's your doll. You got a big dick too. I don't know if she knows what that is yet. So do I need to make my point deeper than I already did? This is garbage. This woman, are you a woman? This person, this whatever, she writes for New Voice of Ukraine, and she has me read it. And how many hundreds of thousands of Ukrainians, and not only, probably read this kind of garbage article without knowing shit. But if you know something, you understand that she is either an ignorant, but you can't be an ignorant because that's your job. You write an article on something. So you are not allowed to be an ignorant. That means you are an expert on the issue. That's why you wrote the article on the subject. So you must know. You must. Otherwise, why are you hired? You suck it? You fuck it? What are you doing? That's the first one. And the other one, that tells me that probably you know, but you're hiding it from us. That means you're a propagandist. Now, if you're a propagandist because you push a narrative, a false narrative, what did the Ukrainians celebrate when they killed Daria Dugina and the other blogger? There was a propagandist, remember, in St. Petersburg, that cafe? The Ukrainians said, well, they deserve because that. I'm not saying she deserves anything like that. But I'm just showing you how these guys look at the propagandists. They say those guys were propagandists, and maybe they were. Who's not? People have agendas. I think she has an agenda. She works for New Voice of Ukraine. So the question is, would the Russians be entitled to commit a crime as the Ukrainians committed with Daria Dugina and the other person? I can't remember his name. No, they're not. So nevertheless, Alla Pugacheva Shanchbak, Sherbak. I don't want to go deeper than that. Not the way. So anyway, my friends, here it is. Poor Western nations. In the past, 4 months, a new push for investments, and these guys lag behind. I observed in the news, which is the poor guys, the manufacturing companies have to receive more commands, not more commands, orders, because we need more weapons to fight the Russians. How is Russia, which is as they used to brag, not even Italy's level economy, is a civilized and first world country? It's just a rudimentary. How is that possible with that economy? So even if the Russians would take everything from everybody and start being only on war, let's say a war economy, they will not be able to beat the Americans and these guys who are already far ahead and are functioning. Garbage, lies, propaganda. Alla, I don't want to see you again making this kind of garbage. She will. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.